Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. This is Gloria Lee, the moderator for the show Women of Courage. Wherever you are in the world, I need you to know one thing right now. You are amazing. I know you might be upset. I know you might be hurting. And I know you might be frustrated. I know because all of these things happened to me. I was homeless for 2 years, and all I had was a computer, my son, and a car. I want you to know you still have a purpose in life, and it is my job to help you believe that again. Do you want to believe? Can you see that the divorce was not meant to take you out? Can you believe that the lost house and the lost job is a setup for something greater? By the end of this broadcast, you'll be injected with so much that you cannot help but believe again. And I am going to help you do just that. Are you ready? I got some things I want to share with you. And I will even make suggestions on books and activities that you can implement, which will ultimately bring healing and wholeness to you. If you are ready to be healed, if you're ready to be whole, just jot down the pointers I give and watch your life transform. No matter what happened, no matter whose fault it was, today is a new day, and your time to live and be free is now. Join me in this journey to wholeness. Your time for total healing is now. Today you shall recover. Wholeness, healness, and peacefulness is in the mind. That is where all battles for life end and begin. The Women of Courage show is brought to you by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries. The Ministries is a reading ministry. We believe the world becomes alive when it is explained through reading. Thus, our presentation to you today. All of our efforts are toward demonstrating that when women work together, they win. Yet women cannot win without knowledge and power. Neither of these abilities can come without reading. Power is the ability to make things happen, to move things, or to bring about a particular event. Knowledge is power and education is power. Without either, a person is ineffective to bring about a particular event. Without violence, power is never given, it is always taken. Our attempt to take power has to be without violence because of our lack of testosterone. Consequently, women must learn how to take power and learn how to manage it without mimicking men. The only way we can accomplish any of this is to gain knowledge through reading. You may think that you are too busy to read, but you need the information that I have accumulated for you. You are an integral part of our effort. We are trying to reach the women who have given up, the adulteress, the whore, the woman who does not believe, the woman who's contemplating suicide, the woman who wakes in the morning hating her husband, the woman who screams at her children, the woman who has lost her home, the woman who has failed at school, or the woman who is bitter over her divorce. I am looking for the betrayed, the adulteress, the whore, and the downtrodden. I am looking for the woman who wants to fight back but does not know how to fight. I want them to know that the battle is not over. Failure is just another way of standing up. I am trying to reach these women because I want to try and save their lives. Now to the video of why you are here. We present the video Notable Black Women. Here is something you need to know. The most prolific readers in the United States are educated black women. That's correct. Educated black women read more books than anyone else in the United States. Do you recall sitting down talking to yourself, telling yourself what you wanted to accomplish in your life? How well did that go for you? Did you take your thoughts and organize them on a piece of paper, laying out your plans? Then did you sit down late at night, ticking off what you had accomplished that day and what further actions you had to take the next day? What is it now, 5 or 10 years since you graduated from high school, or did you graduate at all? How many children have you had? How many fathers are involved with these children? If all of your answers are depressing, it is time for you to take stock of your life and change. The very first thing you must do is cut ties to the past. I mean, forget your past. You need to say to yourself that you are a new person. You are not the woman you were yesterday. Everyone deserves to give themselves a chance to change and become the person that they want to be. You need to prepare your mind for this challenge. You prepare your mind by seeking counseling and following the suggestions of your counselor. Stop self-defeating behavior like smoking, marijuana, and drinking and partying all night. You need to start a savings account. I don't care if you have to save $5 a week. Do it. You need to evaluate your car or your lack of transportation. You need to assess your debts. You need to seek every deduction you can on your income tax. You need to take an income tax preparation course. This will increase your knowledge. I became a tax preparer after I took a tax course to learn how to prepare my own taxes. Tax preparation is a great part-time job. Go and find out how you can enroll at a local junior college. The first class you should take is a reading and writing course. Do not overload yourself with a lot of courses. If you take an English course, this will help you learn how to organize your thinking. Logic courses also help teach you how to organize your thoughts. If you are nowhere near reaching your goal, if you have been distracted or disillusioned by naysayers, you need to get yourself back on track. I do not care how many babies you have had or the fact that you're working at McDonald's. You need to get your life back on track. I think you need a dose of encouragement. You need to see and learn about examples of people who have made it. You need to read 2 books, the Women of Courage series, and You Are the Prophet of Your Life. I think in your situation, you need to read You Are the Prophet of Your Life first. This book will have to be read more than once. There is too much in the book for one reading to suffice. The book You Are the Prophet of Your Life is an eye-opener. You are going to have to pick yourself off the ground. You're going to have to cut ties with some friends and some family members. You may have to move. You may have to change your behavior and stop going to bars looking for men. You're going to have to forgive yourself for all the bad choices and decisions that you have made. You are going to have to reorganize your work schedule and reorganize your cleaning schedule at home, your parenting schedule. All of this has to be done before you begin again. You are going to have to throw out all the useless clutter in your home. That clutter is serving no purpose. There are a number of factors that lead to a person's failure. Lack of financial support, lack of personal encouragement, naysayers in your life, negative talking people in your life, being discouraged after failures, lack of persistence, lack of imagination, and lack of knowledge. Make an assessment of yourself. List your strengths and weaknesses. People do not fail because of their strengths. They fail because they do not deal with their weaknesses. If you're always talking to get people to like you, you need to stop talking. You're not going anywhere in your job. You need to find out why. Maybe you talk too much on your job. Maybe you've aligned yourself with the wrong people on your job. Maybe the people on your job are gossipers. Maybe you are not a pleasant person. Maybe you need to know how to best represent yourself. Maybe you do not pay enough attention to your personal hygiene. Maybe you need to get your teeth fixed. What I'm saying is take a good look at yourself. Make a list of your behaviors. Then grade these behaviors and see which behaviors are causing you to fail. This is why you need a counselor to guide you and help you overcome some of these situations and problems. No one is perfect, but what you must do is make a way for yourself in this life, which means you're going to have to develop discipline and perseverance. You cannot get discouraged. You must accept the fact that you need to learn how to win. You were not taught how to win, so now you must learn on your own, and you need to share this knowledge with your children. One of the things that will help you is accumulating information from the lives of other people. This means reading biographies. Now I want you to listen closely to the next session of this show after the break. And I think later during the week you should go to YouTube and dial our channel, which is Touched by the Light Publishing, and listen to this show again. This show is entitled Do Not Be Dissuaded, Fight for Yourself. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now,
for just $13.95, we'll give you a book that will save your life. Not your life alone, but for the entire woman you interact with. Life-Saving Advice is a book by a woman who has seen it all. The 248-page black and white print gives you massive insight to identify potential danger around you. It outlines the characteristics of harmful people likely to put your life at risk. Isn't it life-saving? Hurry now. Go to https://touchedbythelight.us/regular publications instantly and obtain your copy. Making an excuse is easy. The consequences are fussy. In fact, we always find ourselves failing to achieve our goals because we succeed in making excuses. The good news is, the author of What You Must Do to Win has yet another book for you. The Cure You Need for a Change. What You Need to Win. The book title speaks it all. Reading its 276 pages is worth it. Be a courage woman to read and inspire others. Go to https://touchedbythelight.us/regular-publications and get your copy now for only $14.95. Life is at its best when you get to the mountaintop. Nevertheless, at times we lose our way and land in the valley. Adversity comes and shakes us in fear. What do you do at such a time? Where do you get your strength when it's gone? Be Not Defeated in Hard Times is the book you need to overcome such fears and gain back your strength. It's cheap, $10.95 only. To purchase this book, log into https:// touchedbythelight.us/regular-publications before it's out of stock. Are you a woman seeking solace? Or are you a woman in need of the comfort of prayers? Or are you one distressed and disturbed? It doesn't matter your niche. The Prayer Jar is a book just for you. It deserves your study table. The author, a fellow woman, writes this book inspirationally to address your prayer needs in every situation. The book does not only bring you closer to God, but it also leads you to a mature prayerful life. The printing is in black and white. Don't wait. Go to https://touchedbythelight.us/regular-publications to get your copy instantly for $14.95 only. The Prayer Jar, a Christian book for your prayer life.
When you get up in the morning and brush your teeth and put your clothes on to go to work, have you ever asked yourself exactly what you were doing? Seriously, have you ever asked yourself exactly what you were doing? What were you trying to accomplish? Exactly what were your plans for yourself? How you were going to accomplish these plans? Did you tell yourself, I'm going to work to take care of my family? That may be so, but there is something missing in that explanation of saying, I'm going to work to take care of my family. The answer is too simplistic. It lacks definition and continuity. Any morning of the week, you can say that to yourself, but you would be missing the point. Repetitive behavior is a sign of discontinuity. Could your purpose be disjointed and lack direction? What you need to do is examine your behavior, because without an examination, you may not realize that you are seriously off track. The answer, trying to take care of my family, is too broad. It is without specificity. When did you begin taking care of your family? And when will you end taking care of your family? And where are you doing these events? Your answer encapsulates years of time. And when you finish with all of these years of time, where will you end up? What will be the results of your going to work to take care of your family? Have you considered that maybe you have not given enough thought to what you are actually accomplishing? What do you mean by the phrase taking care of my family? What does that phrase entail? You need a plan, you need a roadmap telling you exactly where you want to go. You need clear cut objectives and a system of how to evaluate your failure or your success. What will help clarify the situation is if you start putting your thoughts in order. You need to segregate your thoughts and behaviors into two camps. Are you winning or losing? What are you doing to win? And if you are not winning, what are you doing to lose? First of all, let us take a look at several definitions. What is winning and what is losing? And what do you consider winning and what do you consider losing? The the dictionary defines winning as an adjective, a superlative adjective, gaining or resulting in or relating to victory in a contest or competition. Winning means being victorious, successful, triumphant, vanishing your enemy, being unbeaten or undefeated. The opposite of winning is losing. The dictionary says that the word losing is also an adjective, meaning suffering, resulting in, relating to defeat in a game or contest, or losing one's side. The dictionary gives us an objective opinion of the words winning and losing. But what is your definition of these two words? Have you noticed there is something about these two words? There's something emotional about these two words, more so than the words adultery or hate. These two words carry a connotation that is not only unpleasant, but one that causes a great deal of upset. There is an emotional attachment to the use of these two words when the words more than other words in our language. One of these words most people want to avoid having associated with them. No one wants to be a loser. If a person is not a winner, most people retreat to a gray area rather than to be called a loser. Two words, winner and loser, implies a personal evaluation of one's self-worth. If you are winning, then you are a winner, and if you are losing, you are nobody. People say to themselves, I want to run as fast as I can, so I will not be a loser. I want to do my absolute best, so I will not be a loser. Losing is an undesirable condition. People are afraid of this term. It is a label no one wants to wear. It is an awful feeling for someone to be called a loser. Years ago, and maybe even now, women use this term to berate their husbands for failing to buy them a large house or a mink coat or etc. Use of this term makes most people uncomfortable. In the book, What You Must Do to Win, we explore the word winning. We do not pay any attention to the word losing. One of the reasons why we do not pay that much attention to the term loser is because we believe you cannot be a loser until you have given up the fight to try and win. Think of Thomas Edison, Dale Carnegie, and President Abraham Lincoln. They had to tell themselves over and over and over again, I am not a failure, I am not a loser. These phrases of telling yourself, I am not a failure and I'm not a loser, help you get up in the morning. These men persisted throughout mounting failures. You have to consider that after each failure that these men had doubts to the outcome of their future. Just because they eventually ended up doing something great does not mean that they were happy that they did not kick themselves at every failure or that they did not question their decision to pursue that course of their life. For years, these men were failures to those living around them. These men did not live on Fifth Avenue, they did not drive a fine car, and they did not have a fat bank account. All of them were living on the poor side of town. So the question becomes, after such failure, how did they survive and go on to win? In August, we are going to discuss three men who endured great sacrifice to win. The series is called Great Men Come From Nowhere. One of the most effective ways of getting ahead in life is by learning from the mistakes and successes of others. This way, one can avoid the mistakes of other people and possibly achieve success faster. This is one of the reasons why we're going to discuss these three winners during the month of August. These men are examples of the quote made by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, he said, when a resolute young fellow steps up to the great bully, the world, and take him boldly by the beard, he is often surprised to find it comes off in his hand and that is only tied on to scare away timid adventurers. In other words, if you're not afraid of adventure or fighting back, you stand a great chance of winning. If you do not allow society to chase you away and make you afraid of your adventure. Abraham Lincoln, Dale Carnegie were ordinary men just like us, but they were determined to do something extraordinary because they had a vision, they had a desire, they had dreams. They worked to develop themselves. From the story of their lives, you will learn how to stop living a mediocre life and start conquering your world and living on your terms. For them, failure was not an option. Rather, it was an opportunity to refire and reach for their goals again. They have shown tremendous courage, so much that their lives could easily serve as a template for other men to emulate. Your primary starting point is believing in yourself and encouraging yourself even in the face of failure and naysayer. Let me say it again. Your primary starting point is believing in yourself and encouraging yourself even in the face of failures and naysayers. Thomas Edison failed numerous times, but he kept going back. Finally, he won, and eventually the light bulb and other inventions came into being. The same with Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln failed at politics many times. He even ran for dog catcher and lost, but he kept running for public office until he was elected president. I'm going to repeat 2 points. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that you must deal with the bullies in your life. You must take those bullies on boldly and realize that the only reason why you may fail is because you become scared and that you are timid. Also remember, your primary starting point is believing in yourself and encouraging yourself even in the face of failure and naysayers. Edison won and Abraham Lincoln won after many failures. So can you. One thing about these men, they challenged themselves. They inspired others with their courage and they pushed ahead. Remember, a man is what he thinks about all day long. So says Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, we do believe that one can be a loser if he or she does not have a clear cut path to winning or they just give up. People do not necessarily lose because of lack of effort. They lose for lack of planning, self development, skills, education, funding, and lack of focus. One's path has to be well thought out. Our behavior must be focused on the task of winning. Before Dale Carnegie went to bed at night, he re-evaluated his day. He thought about what he did well and what he did not do well. One must have clearly defined goals and distinct thinking. When we finish with the next 3 or 4 shows, we're going to discuss 3 men who were winners. All 3 of these men are black. Inherent in the winning were the words fight and resistance. The reason why we chose these 3 black men is because we seldom hear of black men winning. We always hear of black men going into prison, but not black men winning. And there's thousands and thousands of black men who win, who raise their families, who go to work, and they retire and receive a pension. 3 men that we're going to discuss put everything on the line to win, but behind their behavior were the words fight and resistance. Please keep those 2 words in mind. Now, back to winning. The best way to talk about winning is to talk about what not to do if you want to win in life. Listen to me. The best way to talk about winning is to talk about what not to do to win at life. One of them is having unprotected sex. Okay? If you want to win, then you do not want to be burdened down with 3 or 4 children and you're uneducated. There is nothing wrong with having children, but you cannot take care of your children properly and plan for their future and live your future if you are uneducated, which means the only place you can work is McDonald's or Wendy's. So, if you want to win, then you have to know what not to do. You do not associate with people who are practicing the art of losing, like getting up in the morning and smoking marijuana. You do not participate or associate with people who do not like to go to work, or who is always late going to work, or people who are always quitting, or people who are always being fired. You do not associate with people when their parents don't like them, when their parents don't want to have anything to do with them, when their parents will not loan them any money. So it's not so much a winning as not knowing what to do. You need to know what not to do in order to win at life. You do not run around with people in stolen cars. You do not visit your friends in dope houses. When you read the book, What You Must Do to Win, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to be shocked when the author uses the word, you need to stop being stupid. If the word stupid defines your life, then you need to start learning what not to do if you want to become a winner. Now, as you begin reading the book, What You Must Do to Win, the author discusses a man who, from all intents and purposes, was supposed to be a loser at life. This man was born poor, he was born black, he could not tap dance, he couldn't play an instrument, he couldn't sing, he couldn't play baseball, and he couldn't play basketball. His parents were not educated, and as a child he went to school, and the school had very little resources, and he was born of a different sexual persuasion, yet he won at life. The author poses the question to her readers, why did this man win? Then the author makes this statement, are you afraid of laughter? Do you sit at home or on the bus or in your car, wringing your hands with your stomach tied in knots, worrying about what someone will think or say about you if you try something new and fail? The author says, don't worry. There is no need to worry because if you don't try, you can't fail. With these sentences, the author tells you you don't have to be concerned with failure if you don't try. Then the author moves on and asks her readers, are they not tired of being a fool? Now that's a very upsetting question, but you need to think about it. What makes a person a fool? One thing that makes a person a fool is if he or she keeps repeating the same bad behavior over and over again. Think about it. You have to be foolish if you keep driving around in stolen cars. You keep going to dope houses. You keep associating with people who are not going anywhere. You keep associating with people who get fired all the time. You keep associating with people who are late all the time. You keep associating with people who have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 babies by 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 women. So at this juncture, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? So, when you're looking at the word winning, the author does not look at the situation as someone playing a sport or driving a fast car. She's talking about ordinary people. You are to look at the dynamics of one's thinking. How does one win? What are the tools that you need to purchase, buy, to win? There are some people out there winning, so what are they doing that you're not doing? But the one thing that you cannot do is become jealous and envious. Then you start doing and thinking how to do hateful things to the people that you see winning around you. We just finished a discussion on jealousy and envy, and you need to go back and listen to it on my YouTube channel. If you begin to feel jealousy and envy watching other people win, do not become angry at those people. You need to re-examine your behavior because you are the problem, not these people. You need to get a hold of yourself. Cry if you have to. Then if you can't find out the answer why you keep losing, then you need to go talk to a professional. You need to talk to a social worker, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist, but someone that can help you find out why you keep losing, especially women. Why do you keep having baby after baby after baby after baby? Why do you keep allowing men to use you as a toilet? Why do you not have self respect? It is time to grow up and face that woman in the mirror. It's pure and simple. It is time to grow up and face the person that you have become and then decide to make a change and then go about completing that change. If not for yourself, at least for the sake of your children. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now,
The Women of Courage show broadcasts on WHPR Channel 88.1 FM every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. Please remember, if you're not in your car or near a radio when we broadcast, we can be seen and heard on your computer if you go to TV33WHPR.com. Again, TV33WHPR.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the link WHPR 88.1 FM and listen to the show. We can also be heard on your phone if you download the app WHPR TV Detroit Live. Or you can listen to us on Roku at WHPR TV Detroit Live 88.1 FM. If you miss any of our broadcasts, you can visit our archive and listen to that broadcast on our YouTube channel, Touched by the Light Publishing. If you want to discuss any of the topics of my shows, you can email womenofcourage@murderedvoices@gmail.com. Thank you. And don't forget to visit our website at touchedbythelight.us for a book to read.
the Women and Children's Restoration Ministry is a reading ministry founded on the principle that if one reads, one can manage his or her life successfully. The benefit of reading is enlightenment. Reading brings about self awareness, and reading teaches one to problem solve, even if the problem is managing one's emotions. We advocate that people read all of their lives. We believe reading opens the door to possibilities and shows a person how to tap into his or her imagination as others have done before them. Reading is also a way out of poverty and ignorance. Poor children are overwhelmed at birth, especially black male children. Since the dissolution of the black family, 85% of black children are raised by women who are poorly trained and ill suited to be parents. You are ill suited to be a parent if you refuse to take time to read to your child or read for yourself. You are ill suited to be a parent when you stick your child in front of a television or video game so he or she will be out of your hair. You are ill suited to be a parent when you continue to bring non-related males into your home straight from the bar just because the man winked at you. You are ill suited to be a parent if you teach your daughter that all she has to do in life is to put her buttocks and breasts out to attract a man. And you are surely ill suited to be a parent when all you think about is walking around, allowing your derriere to flop in the wind, thinking your buttocks is going to attract some man. Our children are surrounded by people living by tradition instead of living by creativity and hope. Black children are not supported at home to read. Black children are not being taught to value reading. There are black homes where there is not one book in the house. The children do not even receive a book for a present. Black children are not being given a chance to stand up and bat because they are being defeated in the crib. Black Americans are not advancing because they do not read. If you can't read, wear it or drink it, many blacks are not interested. How many bookstores are in your neighborhood? How many books have you read this year? How many conversations do you have with people about a book that you read? There is a saying that has been repeated throughout generations. If you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. This saying is disgusting. Lack of knowledge is why black people get duped in business, why black women lack self-esteem, and easily participate in sexual sin. Many black people cannot read an insurance policy or a purchase agreement. Our young men cannot receive training because they cannot read. They cannot take an exam for a driver's license because they cannot read. And what do? Nothing. Oh, we talk. Talk is easy. It makes one look intelligent. The telling point is there is no action behind the talking. The lack of self-knowledge is why we sell our bodies, why we think having a big butt makes us attractive. And once we get a clipboard and an ink pen, we think we're better than the next black woman. Reading will stop you from acting a fool on your job. Reading will make you think twice before screwing your best girlfriend's husband. Reading will not only teach you about jealousy, envy, and greed, it will teach you the consequences of these emotions. It is incumbent on us all to do something about this problem, lest we face one of these uneducated men breaking into our homes, because surely violence is associated with the lack of education. Once a child is born, every decision made by the mother affects that child, including the toothpaste that you purchase at the store. I want you to consider reading. Stand up and let God see you working to change. Today we are going to discuss the book series, Women of Courage. The book series comes in 3 parts. It's part 1, part 2, and then a workbook designed to help you develop yourself. I believe this book will help a lot of women determine the course of their lives. Enjoy reading.
The Women of Courage series was written to help women learn about themselves and to turn women into winners. You do not have to settle for life prophesized by your teachers, the church, your parents, or your friends. You can change the scenarios and play the starring role. In order for women to learn to believe in themselves, to become the person they want to be, it is important for women to know where they came from. History is the standard by which we judge ourselves. If you have a good self-image, you will believe the sky is the limit. You can do anything or become anyone. But if you have a poor self-image, your thinking will be chaotic and you may never reach your goal. For centuries, women have played an important role in the development of society, yet this role has been practically ignored in folklore and in history books. Men have always had the starring role. Men have been the keepers of faith. Men have been the saviors of society. Men have been valiant, steadfast, and true, while women have been relegated to the sidelines where the peace setters were men. Today we shall put the story straight. The everyday slugfest that was carried on by ordinary women for century after century after century has never been told. Today we present a pictorial representation to give you another view of the fight conducted by women. Pay particular attention to the conditions in which the women worked and note this was a fight for survival. Modern history is written on the back of women who chose not to conform. Our history books are littered with examples of powerful women like Rosa Parks, Malala Yousafzai, and the Triangle Shirtwaist factory workers. But for every tale of a woman's success and perseverance, there is a harrowing backstory of tribulation and strife. Things are better now, we say. It's not like it used to be. But turn on the news. Turn on the news in your own city. Turn on the international news. Women are suffering from the restrictive society in Saudi Arabia to your own neighborhood. It's better, but ask yourself, is it good enough? Women of Courage tells a tale of women, from the harrowing story of early women to their victorious perseverance. It tells tales that have not been told enough, examples of how women have the strength to put their foot down and map their own future. Read their stories and become better equipped to write your own story by changing your behavior and becoming a woman of courage. Why are only a few women in history books? Why are women left out of leadership positions? Why are 21st century women struggling with the same issues that 20th century women fought against? The series Women of Courage gives answers to these questions. Millions of women all over the world are living in fear, unhappy, and unfulfilled, wishing they could do more with their lives. If you are one of these women, fearful and unhappy, take the bold step and purchase the series Women of Courage. Read and learn how other women met these challenges and succeed in living fulfilling lives. Read the series Women of Courage and learn how you can change your life forever. Women of Courage is an inspirational book that seeks to tell the stories of strong women who have persevered, even when those threatened by a woman's strength have stood in the way. It's a book for all women, a book to help more of us stand up and say, it's about time. It's a book for you. Get your copy from touchedbythelight.us. If you have reached a point where you are stuck, having a sense of tiredness coming from seeing all of your dreams and visions of success get obscured with the lack of experience, guidance, and knowledge necessary for success, learning from Women of Courage may be the most important thing you've read this year. Living a passionate life in a hectic and busy 21st century is getting increasingly harder. Women of Courage series will provide you with all the inspiration, courage, and role model you need to get inspired and take your life in your hands and start living as bravely, as passionate as you deserve. Most aspiring individuals end up missing a huge amount of opportunities due to the lack of training and tools that would allow you to overcome psychological barriers, limiting beliefs, fears, and lack of creativity that you could potentially face during your journey as a successful woman. This lack of proper guidance manifests itself in lowered performance and productivity and failure to unleash your full potential and show the world what you can truly do. If you lack the attitude and psychology, proper resources, or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambitions a reality, you will certainly derive the most benefit from the incredible Women of Courage series. If you are serious about taking your life to a whole new level and enjoying the privileges of creativity, fearlessness, and success that all the brave women who have changed the world are equipped with, you are in the right place. Don't leave your future to chance. Get a new sense of strength, inspiration, and courage with Women of Courage series. You'll be so glad you did. Guaranteed. Achieve what you're after.
We hope this brief synopsis of women trying to become productive members of society by joining the workforce will inspire you to go further with your life. Remember, women and children make up the largest part of the most vulnerable people in society. Even with industrialization, globalization, and the new knowledge economy, women's position in society leaves much to be desired. The vast majority of women are still uneducated. Millions and millions of children are still living in poverty. Society has ensnared women into playing second fiddle. Society has taught women to settle for whatever life has to offer. Society says, stop dreaming, be practical. Happiness is an illusion, but it doesn't have to be that way. One can realize their dreams and be happy. Misty Danielle Copeland did not accept a letter telling her at age 13 she could never be a ballerina. In 2015, Miss Copeland became the first African American woman to be promoted to principal ballerina in ABT's 75-year history. You can change the scenarios with you playing the starring role. Now is time for a change. Read Women of Courage and get inspired. The series Women of Courage seeks to tell the stories of strong women who have persevered, even when those threatened by a woman's strength have stood in the way. The series is for all women, to help more of us stand up and say, it's about time. Ask yourself this question: what can't women do? If you falter in answering the question, you need to read the series Women of Courage. Get your copy today at https://touchedbythelight.us.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation. Every now and then we must remind ourselves of those that have gone before us, lest we forget the ground we stand on was built by the lives of other courageous women. We wanted you to see the women that fought unimaginable battles while standing alone. We wanted you to see the paths blazed by women who gave their lives to be themselves. The only reason why women are able to attend university today is because women fought for this right yesterday. The only reason why there are female police officers today is because women fought for this right yesterday. Remember, women were left behind for centuries. Our intellect was dismissed. Women had to fight and fight and fight for recognition. Some women fought their entire lives. They risked it all. Millions and millions of women spent countless nights writing letters, making signs, petitioning the courts, walking picket lines, and being beaten by family members. These women were rebuked by their fathers and husbands and disciplined physically. Some spent nights in jail. Many were spat upon. Yet these women persevered. They did any and everything they could think to do just to be free to express themselves. Now we ask that you purchase the series Women of Courage on our website, touchedbythelight.us. This knowledge will enhance your life. A portion of the purchase price will go towards programs for women and children. We ask that you share this knowledge with your young children and encourage women to purchase the series. It's important that we never forget that women contributed equally to the success of mankind. You have 3 choices. You can sit on your couch and do nothing. You can participate sometime hardly doing anything. Or you can step into the future that you designed. The decision is yours. What are you waiting for? You either stand up for yourself with the chance of winning or failing, or grow old, mean, bitter, and hateful, driving your children to run from home or move to another state because of your archaic ideas. Time is running out. What are you going to do?
Anything that you want in this life can be obtained. You just need to believe. Believe in yourself. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are what we call the women of courage. And your time is now. There are no victims in this life. So I'm asking you, are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to fight for what you want? Are you ready to fight for your dreams? If you are, it starts now. This is the Women of Courage.
Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet, Black Women and Breast Cancer, into the hands of 1 million people? Please go to the website touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet, Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 family members and friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We're trying to reach 1 million women with this information to save lives. The death of 1 woman to breast cancer from our community is 1 woman too many. We thank you for your support. Need a publisher? Contact Touched by the Light Publishing Services today. We can help. We can help you write, publish, or promote your book. Get the best book publishing services available. Call 734-786-3233. Leave your contact information and we will get back to you. Or email your contact information to yithril11@netzero.net. Get the best proofreading, editing services, book cover and website development, book trailers, and more. Email us at yithril11@netzero.net to get started. We are self-publishing made easy. We empower independent authors. We can help you write, publish, or promote your book. Once you contact us, the hard part is over. Self-publish your work quickly, easily, and affordably today. Call 734-786-3233. Leave contact information or email contact information to yithril11@netzero.net. That's all there is to it. Now you can leave the rest to us. Ready to show the world what you've been working on? Call 734-786-3233 today and let's get started.
Join us at the Women of Courage show every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. for information that will change your life. You can also visit us at our website, touchedbythelight.us, for more information. Thank you. If you do not like your life, then change it. Listen to us when we broadcast, and we can help you find a new way.